Hi and welcome to the 2011 edition of the Tour de France. My name is Dick Anderson and alongside me is our expert commentator Jim Jones. Today's stage takes us from Passage du Gois up along the coast and into Mont, Alouettes. And for the second time in Tour de France history, it's not a prologue that starts off the Tour de France. First off, we will start this broadcast with some recap footage from all the action earlier today. And as we could expect on a first day of the Tour de France, it was a lot of riders that wanted to get into the breakaway. And of course, among them, a lot of French riders. In the breakaway, we had riders like Turgot from Europcar, Minard from Hushovd, Hinault from Hushovd, De Gent, Lars Boom and William Bonnet from seige. And here we can see some beautiful pictures when the peloton was passing the Passage du Gois. And after 20 kilometers of racing, Lars Boom and William Bonnet finally caught up to the first group. After 86 kilometers of racing for the breakaway, they got ready for the first intermediate sprint. And with the new rules change this year, the winner gets 20 points. Four minutes later, the peloton reached the intermediate sprint, and it was Edvald Bosenhagen in front of Mark Cavendish. And now it's time to end our recap footage and tune in live on today's stage of the Tour de France. Hi and welcome back! We are now live from the first stage of this year's Tour de France, and it looks like we got some action in the first group. It's Turgot from Europcar and Sebastian Hinault from Hushovd that wants to break loose from their companions. And Turgot has gotten a huge gap now, Jim.
Yeah, he's pulling really hard now. I think he's going for the stage win.
Do you think he can pull that off with the peloton chasing behind, and it's the first stage of this year's Tour de France, so the winner gets the yellow?
Yeah, but there's no way he's going to be in yellow tomorrow. I think the peloton will chase him fairly easy on the last few kilometers.
And now we can see that Sebastian Hinault used the motorbike to get back up to Turgot, and I guess they're both having the Jens Voigt mentality now. Shut up, legs!
Yeah, that's a fairly good mentality to use on this stage, especially when your legs are burning that much. And now we can see that the peloton is only 1 minute and 35 seconds behind the group of Turgot.
And new for us this year is that we have been interviewing some personalities on PCM Daily. And here you get part 1 of my interview of Ruben.
Okay, I got a PCM Daily member, a pretty high-profile member actually with me right now. It's Ruben. Did I say that correctly?
Yep.
Awesome. He's with me here now to talk about the first stage from Passage du Gois to Mont, Alouettes. My French, I just have to say sorry for my French, Ruben. It's not really that good. It's been a long time since the Tour de France has had a real stage as the first stage of the tour.
Yeah, and it's also not flat, so not totally flat. So
yeah, it's flat in the beginning, and then the last part of the stage is quite hilly. So, who do you expect to be a major part of that stage to get the yellow jersey on the first stage?
Well, obviously, Phillipe Gilbert is the biggest favorite. I mean, he has dominated the Heli Classics in a way we haven't seen since Rebelline, so
yeah,
would be the number one stage victor. But I don't know if he's going to participate, but if Sagan participates, I think he's going to be a tough opponent. Because it's not a classic of 250 kilometers. This is only 191. So I don't know.
Yeah, I have
Just
to
do
agree
it.
with you totally. So I mean, Phillipe Gilbert, Sagan, maybe. We don't know yet which one of them is going to participate. So then again, which of the sprinters can, except Sagan, of course, can battle with the peloton up to the finish?
Well, and I don't say this to please the Norwegians, but obviously Thor Hushovd and Edvald Boasson-Hagen would be the first to think of. But I also think Tom Boon has decent form. I mean, he wasn't that good in the sprint in Switzerland yet, but I saw him climbing and he was finishing, not in the last bus, but in the bus before that, and in one of the hillier stages he always survived, and he was looking pretty good. So
yeah, because that sprint Sagan won one of them at least. Boon was actually attacking on the last hill before
the last climb. I know. That's why I'm also keeping an eye on him.
Well, that was part 1 of my interview with Ruben. You will get more on tomorrow's stage. And now it's only 10 kilometers left of this first stage of the Tour de France. The peloton is chasing and the breakaway still got a slightly hope, don't you think, Jim?
Yeah, they're definitely going to William Chavanel, and it's definitely going to be a sprint finish unless Phillipe Gilbert attacks.
Yeah, and we can see that all the sprinter teams is positioning themselves up front when it's 5 kilometers left of racing. Petacci is there, Thor Hushovd is there, and the legendary HTC Columbia train is starting to take place on the left-hand side of your screen.
On the right-hand side, you can see that Juan Antonio Flecha and Bosic are trying to attack away from the peloton.
And now we can see that the peloton is starting on the final hill up to Mont Alouettes, and it's Garmin Cervelo that's in control of the peloton. The HTC Columbia train is starting to fall off, and there goes Matthew Goss, and it looks like Cavendish lost his wheel. And now Thor Hushovd is advancing on the right-hand side. Is this going to be something for the God of Thunder? No, there comes the young Norwegian Edvald Boasson-Hagen, and he takes this first stage of the Tour de France with Thor Hushovd and Mark Cavendish right behind him.
You can see that despite that his attack failed, Juan Antonio Flecha is celebrating the win of his teammates.
Yeah, and it was a great victory for Edvald Boasson-Hagen. Ruben mentioned him in the interview, and he actually came through.
But it's funny that Phillipe Gilbert didn't do anything on the last few kilometers here.
Yeah, it looked like he was doing a lead out for Andre Greipel, but as the results say, it pretty much failed. And now we will see some replays of the sprint, and it looks like Matthew Goss went a little bit too early, and that Mark Cavendish got kind of blocked by Mark Renshaw there.
Yes, and you can see that Thor Hushovd second, Mark Cavendish third, Tyler Farrer, and
yeah, it was Tom Bonen was up there, I think, and
he was 7, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was number 7, and Royas from Movistar came in 5th. So in the lead out there, you can see that Tyler Farrer is doing an excellent job by keeping Thor Hushovd in the front, and you can also see that Ben Swift was moving Edvald Boasson-Hagen to the front and fell off pretty quickly though. But when Matthew Goss goes there, Mark Cavendish loses his wheel but comes back. Do you think that kind of took the efforts out of his legs?
Yeah, on such a hard hill, it's definitely just to lose 2, maybe 3 meters, you'll burn some of your energy. And tomorrow we'll have a new day, and only the strongest team will get to victory.
Yeah, the team time trial will be crucial for some of the general classification riders like Samuel Sanchez. And that's all for today, guys. So tune back in tomorrow for the team time trial and more of the interview with Ruben. Arrivederci!